What's doing, everybody? I'm Alec Lace. Welcome to my Super Bowl 56 Media Day Special Edition podcast here on First Class Fatherhood. This is the fourth year in a row that the NFL has invited First Class Fatherhood to participate in Super Bowl Media Day. I'm always honored to be a part of this special day. It is the best thing in the world to see the faces change on the players. Once I start talking to them about fatherhood and their children, it never gets lost on me how special those moments are and what's really important to these guys. So if you can, please share this episode with as many people as possible. It's the best content you're going to see from Super Bowl Media Day. This year was a little bit of a hybrid. We did virtual Media Day, and then I flew out to Los Angeles to do their in-person Media Day on Friday, so you'll see clips of both of those exchanges. I did the coin toss. We're going to start out with the Los Angeles Rams players first, followed by the Cincinnati Bengals. I hope you enjoy this, and please share it with as many dads as possible. Anybody out there, hit the like button down below, subscribe to the podcast, and here we go with Super Bowl Media Day 56 between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals on First Class Fatherhood. Just to piggyback on that, I'm with First Class Fatherhood. We got a fatherless crisis going on in our country. So many kids growing up without a father or father figure in their life. Can you talk about the importance of the role of the father in the family?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously. I mean, there's so many things that the father is important for, and I think it's one of those things that, I appreciate everything that my dad was there for and the other men that were in my life. I mean, I think it's one of those things that we use the word father, and sometimes other people think that, you're not talking to them. But I think in general, there's a lot of different ways of being a father. I think that there's a lot of men that I look in my life that might not have been my biological dad, but they poured into me, and their leadership or help, is what helped mold me into who I am. And I've got a lot of people in my life that, call me a father figure or a big brother or whatever you want to call it, that it's of the utmost importance that I make decisions and do things that reflect well in the way who they want me to be and what they want to see out of me. And so I think there's a lot of things there that are very important in general, is for men in general to stand up and make sure that they're being representative of what it is that they want people to grow up and see in our world.
All right, we'll go to Alec Lace next.
Greg, what's doing? I host a show called First Class Fatherhood. It focuses on fatherhood and family life. So take me back to the home there. How did becoming a father kind of change your perspective on life? And I know you got 1 and 1. Are you going to try to break the tie with a third?
Oh, I think we're cutting it off at 2 here. My kids are pretty close together. They're only like 15 months apart, so we're really going through it right now. I got a 2.5-year-old and just over 1.5-year-old. So it's definitely changed my perspective on life. Everything's kind of about them, and everything I do is to, give them a better life. And, it's definitely like great motivation for what I do, but yeah, I love being a dad.
The next question comes from Alec Lace. Alec, you may ask your question.
Hey, Matt, what's doing? Congratulations on being in the Super Bowl here. My podcast is First Class Fatherhood. I wanted to ask you, how important is your faith in raising your 2 sons, and are you going to be trying for the girl?
It's everything. Yeah, it's what we center our lives around. Our whole lives in what we do is centered on, Jesus Christ and our faith. And I mean, that comes into play when something is so central part of your life. That comes into play with everything you do. It's how you, choose jobs. It's how you, handle situations. So being, especially raising kids, that's how you want to raise them. You want to raise them with certain principles and values. If lucky enough to share that same faith with my wife, and, we have similar views on it. And so that helps a lot. And yeah, I definitely want a girl at some point in time. Whenever that comes, it'll be good. My wife might want it next, but we'll see.
Right on with that. You're a first class father all the way. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, this next question is from Alec Lace at First Class Fatherhood.
Hey, David, what's doing? Congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl here. My whole show focuses on fatherhood and family life. What do you enjoy most about being a girl dad, and is your daughter ready for that role of big sister?
I think she is, yeah. No, I mean, I'm truly blessed to have my wife, Caroline, in my corner. She's been with me, since I've been in high school, and, her support and the way that she, handles everything that I throw at her or when I'm not home is what makes our family great. And, she's the real leader behind us. And I think my daughter Charlotte's probably, a little too young to really understand what's going on, but I know that she's going to be a great big sister, and truly love and I'm blessed to have my wife Caroline and my daughter Charlotte, and then, another on the way.
Very well said, David. What would you consider to be the top values you hope to instill in both your girls growing up?
Oh, wow. I think anytime you're in a position like that where you're trying to influence younger people, just trying to be the best person that they can be, whether that's, socially, in their family life, try to maximize their potential, and give them the traits and tools, to make mistakes, learn from them, and just ultimately be a good person, someone that, when people talk about you, they never say a bad thing about them. So, I guess that's it.
Hey, great stuff. You're a first-class father all the way. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Alec Lace.
Sony, what's doing?
How you doing?
My show focuses on fatherhood and family life. It's called First Class Fatherhood. How did becoming a dad change your perspective on life?
It changed my perspective on life because it's really not about you. It's really about how much can you pour into someone else? How much can you give back? What kind of legacy do you leave behind? It teaches you so much about life and gives you a whole different outlook on life.
How about as far as a disciplinarian as a dad? What type of disciplinarian are you as a father? And is that different than the discipline style you grew up with?
It is different, especially the style that I grew up with. For me, my biggest aspect is, trying to build that relationship first. Trying to understand, what's going on, so I can analyze situations a little better.
All right, we'll go to Alec Lace next.
Austin, what's doing? I host a podcast called First Class Fatherhood. What has the experience been like for you becoming a dad, and what is it like to share this moment now with your young son?
It's truly incredible. My son Ford, he's going on 17. I guess he just turned 17 months now. He's coming up on a year and a half, and he's so awesome. We really have it lucky with him. He's such a good kid. And he started, sleeping through sleeping through the night at 6 weeks. He eats everything. He's a monster. He sleeps now from 5:30 to 7:30. Takes a 2-hour nap during the day. We can't have it better. So we always joke that our next kid's gonna definitely bring some pain and some struggles for us. But it's been so awesome, and finally getting him on the field, in the NFC Championship, and just watching them play with all the confetti. I know you obviously won't remember it, but we got some great pictures to keep those memories for us because they're special, and really just can't thank my wife Madison for her role as a mother and as the best wife ever, for just how long this NFL season is, just how long days are. She just does such an incredible job taking care of him, and when I'm gone at work doing my thing, she's just being an amazing mother and raising such a good son that I get to come home for an hour or so, play with, and then he's off to bed. And so both of them are just everything, and I just love them, and just do everything I can to make sure that they're living their best life for sure.
Let's go last question here to Alec.
Van, what's doing? I hope I host a podcast called First Class Fatherhood. What do you enjoy most about being a girl dad? You're going to be going for the boy.
Oh, man, I love being a girl dad, man. I got my daddy-daughter dance tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that, being, playing, you miss out on a lot of things, especially, my daughter being in school and things like that, so, but I love, I'm finna be a boy dad too, so I'm excited about that too as well, but, my daughter's my firstborn, and, I enjoy spending time with her, man. She's, she's a light and she shines bright, so, she's happy about her baby brother coming in soon. So we're all excited, man. We're just excited about this week, excited about the new blessing that God has blessed us with. So we're happy, and but we'll focus on that when it gets here. We got to focus on Sunday. So, but I love being a dad, and I'm thankful that God has blessed me, to be a father and to be able to lead.
Hey Matthew, I'm from First Class Fatherhood. How did becoming a father change your perspective on life?
I mean, it flipped it on its head. It's the perspective you get when you have kids. I have 4 little girls. It puts everything into perspective for you. Understand how important those little lives that you're impacting are, and just want to do everything you can to support them, encourage them, and teach them. And I've got 4 wonderful little girls. Love every minute I get to spend with them, and it's the best part of my life. Being able to go home to them after games, win, lose, draw, whatever it is. Just have their support, unwavering support, and just being able to pour into them is so much fun.
Hey, I got 4 kids like yourself. My youngest is my only girl. Struggling with the discipline with her. What type of disciplinarian are you as a dad, and is it different than the discipline style you grew up with?
No, I feel like I try to. I was lucky. I was brought up by 2 wonderful parents, and learned so many things from them, and just try to instill a lot of the same lessons that I learned from my parents, in them. And I'm so lucky to have, an unbelievable wife who is such a great mother to our kids too. So our collaboration and trying to do what's right for our kids has been, a joy. It's not always easy, as you know, but just try to do everything we can to make sure that our kids are getting a great influence and, more importantly, a great example.
Well said. You're a first-class father all the way. Good luck Sunday.
Hey, Matthew.
Next up is Alec Lace. Alec?
Hey, Coach, what's doing? Congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl. I host a show called First Class Fatherhood. It focuses on fatherhood and family life. I got 4 kids like yourself there. I was curious, is there any noticeable difference for you coaching the players that are fathers as opposed to the single guys that are not dads on the team?
That's a hard one to say. I think, those guys probably start to think about how they want to raise their kids and the principles that are important, the discipline that's important. So you might see that a little bit differently. They understand, hey, we're going to be on time. We got to be disciplined. They're trying to manage somebody else's life and get the most out of them. So maybe they understand a little bit better what the coaches are asking them to do, and they can relate that to their home life. Not many guys have older kids. Most of them are really young. But it is cool to see. That's kind of one of the difficult things about COVID right now is you haven't gotten a chance to see their kids, and my kids haven't been around our players like it was 3 years ago, 20 years ago, where all those young kids were around at practice and at walkthroughs, and you could see them after games. And so I'm excited to get back to a time when you get to interact more with the players' families, and my own family gets a chance to interact with these players.
I'm with First Class Fatherhood. You got a well-disciplined team here, but what type of disciplinarian are you as a dad, and is that different than the discipline style you grew up with?
No, it's my dad's my role model, and I think he's made me the man I try to be, and so I pass that down to my kids as well. Teach them to be humble, teach them to take care of their friends and their siblings, and I think that so far so good on that front. I've got really good kids, and my wife Sarah does an excellent job. She's around them a lot more than I am. But again, I'm really proud of the kids that we're raising, and I've got all 4 of them, and they're here and they're enjoying this process as well.
Hey, Tyler, right here. I'm with First Class Fatherhood. What do you enjoy most about being a girl dad, and what are the top values you hope to instill in your daughter growing up?
Just raising her to be a great woman, and very respectful, and just doing the right thing, and not no, you good. And not following behind people. First and foremost, I want her to be a leader. I want her to do what she want to do and not do what other people are telling her to do. And for me, it's a little different, but I didn't really grow up with a father figure. I think the most important thing in a woman's life is to have a father figure. So I'm just so blessed that I can have a daughter in my life that's there for me, and I'm there for her. And I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make sure she goes down the right path.
Well said. What type of father figures did you have growing up? Who became your father figure?
Yeah, I think starting was all my coaches. You know, me playing sports, having those father figures, just teaching me the things to go about being a man. You know, and after a while, I started to get a little older, going into middle school, going to high school. I ended up having a stepdad, you know, who was my little league coach. You know, and I think that's what helped me become the man I am today and helped me get through some hard times.
Well said, Tyler. You're a first-class father all the way. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you, brother.
Alec Lace.
Hey, Mike, what's doing? I host a show called First Class Fatherhood. What do you enjoy most about being a girl dad, and do you guys know what you're having in May?
Man, being a girl dad is the greatest thing in the world, man. That's my pride and joy. She's everything for me, man. And we're actually, this time in May, we're having a boy, so I'm officially done. You know, I got best of both worlds, so it's gonna be fun when he gets here.
Wow, congratulations to you. Hey, Mike, I'm with First Class Fatherhood. I just spoke to you the other day there.
Yeah.
Obviously tough on the defensive side of the ball there. What kind of disciplinarian are you as a dad, and is that different than the discipline style you grew up with?
I wouldn't. I would say no. My dad was actually in the military, but he wasn't, you know, just the strictest of all men. And I know myself, I can't do my daughter like that. You know, she already has my heart. But I know when my son gets here, it's definitely going to be a little more structure around the house. So I'm excited for him to get here in May.
How does she feel about having a little brother come into the house here? Is she psyched?
Oh, she loves it. Every day she's rubbing my wife's belly and saying baby. So she knows what's coming, and I know she can't wait.
Hey, you're a first-class father all the way. Good luck on Sunday, Mike.
Go ahead, Alec.
Hey, what's doing, Germaine? I host a show called First Class Fatherhood. How did becoming a dad change your perspective on life, and what are the top values you hope to instill in your kids growing up?
I mean, it's great. You know, I had 2 kids back to back. I had Colin and Kinley. You know, they just change your life. You know, it's a whole 360. You know, as I said, like football, you got to learn how to. You know, it's football. Like throughout my whole life, it's all about being just me. You know, it's like when you go to college, you want to bring guys with you, but you can't. It's just this you. You only get the person with the scholarship. Then you only get drafted. But when you become a dad, it's just like another piece of your life is just go like another piece of you just gone. Like now, you just been a dad. You know, you install this being honest, and then just being honest and upfront. You know, I know being a father is different. It is very different. You gotta be a dad just to understand. But it's just being honest, being loyal, you know, and always being there for them. You know, when things get hard, they can always just call dad, or dad will always run. You know, stop everything, dad, you'll be there. You know, I will never leave you lost or nothing. I'll always be there for you.
Very well said. You're a first-class father all the way. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Quinton, congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl here. I host First Class Fatherhood. How did becoming a dad change your perspective on life, and what type of disciplinarian are you as a father?
It changed my life because my first child, I had my senior year in college, my redshirt junior year, but I was projected to go like probably 4th. I was about to leave my junior year, but I had my first son, so I came back to college, and it blessed me. So I wanted to be there. I said I wanted to make sure I'm there for my son for that whole season, and it was a blessing. And then I just had another child this season, 4 months. He's 4 months now. I had it in September, so I feel like it was a blessing again, because that's who I come to at home to see at night. And he just put a smile on my face after a long day at work. So me being home to see him, it bring my energy back up from a long day at work. So, and he motivate me. I feel like this is my good luck charm.
Yeah, well said. Hey, Quinton, what type of disciplinarian are you as a dad, and is that different than the discipline style you grew up with?
Yeah, me growing up, my father wanted my life he won't there. I was raised with my mom, single mom, house to house with my mom and my grandma. So me, I ain't have a father figure. I seen them, but it wasn't no father figure. So I had to learn from my uncles and on the fly. So that's the reason why when I had my child, I'm saying I'm not gonna be like my dad. I'm gonna be there for my child no matter what I have to do Like, if me not being with the mother of my child, I'm still gonna be there for my child, no matter what.
Very well said. Hey, Rico, what's doing? I host a show called First Class Fatherhood. Super Bowl champion, obviously nice title, but you already have the most important title you ever have. That is of father. Talk to me real quick about the importance of being a dad and the legacy you are building as a father.
Oh yeah, probably being a father and being a dad is probably my number one, most important goal as a man. And I want to be a man who could stand tall and tell my kids that I did it right. I control my urges as a man. I control my urges even during times I was away from them. So I want to be a high quality man that is in the house with my babies every day. Someone that I can, be proud later on that, bring them along and let them know that when I was away from them, I was doing the right things and I was, actually working for, easier and better days for them. And, hope that I can, help, enough people in this world. So even when I'm not gone here, even when I'm no longer on this earth, people would, take care of my babies and know that I showed love to everybody when I was around, because that is to me the most important. My legacy and, giving my babies a better path, not even a better path, just a little smoother path through the world than sometimes I had. But also I kind of want to make it a little tough for them too, because I want them to be greedy babies.
Alec Lace, First Class Fatherhood.
Zach, what's doing? Congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl. My whole podcast focuses on fatherhood and family life. How did becoming a father change your perspective on life, and what are the top values you hope to instill in your son growing up?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. So I'm gonna answer the second part of that first. I think that the things that I want to instill in my son, are just what being a man is about. A lot of people like to make it about, what you do in the household and the money you make and all that other stuff. But, the number one thing I want them to know is that being a man is respecting people, and respecting women and talking to people the same way, you want them to talk to you. That's I'm big on it. I'm big on fairness, and I'm big on, treating people the right way, the way they deserve to be treated. If they deserve to be treated a certain way, then obviously that's on you. But that's a big thing for my son is respect and knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to knowing when to dial back. It's always cool to have fun, but it's a time to work and it's a time for fun. Those are mainly the big things in my household. Hold the door for women. Don't talk back to your mom. Stuff like that. So, but as far as what it meant to me, it meant everything. My father passed when I was young. My father was murdered when I was a baby, 4 months old, 6 months old. I didn't even get to meet my dad. So it's really important, and it flipped the switch for me. I noticed how little things were when I had a child. It's like that's not important right now, bro. You got something way bigger than you to focus on, and I think that's the main thing that I love about it. And I can appreciate that. It allows me to step away from myself and do something that's bigger than me.
Guys, I'm with First Class Fatherhood. How did becoming a dad change your perspective on life?
I had somebody paying attention to me. I saw my son last night, and all I could think about just everything I do is because of him. I had a great dad, an amazing father who did everything he could do to put me in the best possible position in every part of life. Taught me how to be a man, and it had nothing to do with ball. It was the qualities that he instilled in me as a person, just hard work, being consistent, standing on your word. And I made a promise to that little kid the moment he was born, the moment I knew about him. He made me get my life more serious, check everything I had at the door, my ego and everything. He made me patient as a person. He changed my career. He changed my perspective on life. I knew it was more important than just me, and I can't thank him enough. I love him so much. That's my best friend.
Hey, Jamar, I'm with First Class Fatherhood. I just did an interview with your father. What would you say are the top values your dad instilled in you growing up?
Toughness. That's one thing he for sure did. I played football. I started a year late playing football. And my first favorite sport was basketball. But once I got into football, he made sure, I got tough immediately quick. He put me on both sides of the ball, playing park ball. And, that was me showing, me being tough.
Hey, Joe, right here. I'm from First Class Fatherhood. What are the top values your father instilled in you growing up?
You know, he was a football coach, so football was always a big part of life growing up. Toughness was a big thing, hard work, and all the cliche stuff that everyone likes to talk about.